driving me nuts. So I fudged to Rooney that up. Woo! I appreciate you guys for watching a ton. It'd be cooler if you maybe shared this, told your friends, your mom, your grandmas, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters. You know, everybody is what I'm saying. Hey there, YouTubies! Man, this is a killer week. We get things done. We get some steering stuff done. We get some radiator stuff done. We get the old wheels back, or the big wheels on, and we get it on the ground, and just look how good it looks. Woo! Stay tuned, check out what we did. First plan to do some steering. Here's our bearing, okay? So Grandpa has a great idea, and I dig it, so I think I'm gonna run with it. He said, let's try and bend this sucker up around halfway of it. Gives me weldy room, you know? And then I can just like, boop, boop. And then I have like a third little support coming down. Might be easier to weld, do more welding here than in there. I don't know, that's what I'm saying. But we're gonna run it, we're gonna bend it, we're gonna use a ball hitch to do it. Is it gonna work? Sure is, because we're gonna make it work, okay? Now I got plenty of room. I don't think we need to go completely halfway across, because like I said, we're gonna put one here. You kind of just need it, you know, in 3 points. So if we get a third around this sucker, sold to the guy behind the camera right here. Tell you right now, I'm gonna need my gloves. Does that look like about half? Sure. Oh, she's stiff. How's that look? Oh, we need way more. Oh, that might be too much. No! It's perfect. Now we gotta reverse it. How do we?
No, what you should do is clamp in the vise and just pull it back, right?
Oh, Chuck, yeah. Oh, Jesus. I gotta clamp it.
Yeah, shit, she's in there.
Wherever it's gonna be bent is where it's gonna be bent, right?
Right. You're supposed to be the better tools.
Sure. I might have gone a little too much. Sure. I went definitely went way too much. Idiot. All right.
Just put another bend in it. So it don't snap down.
Just bring them back. Let's try this real quick. I hope it won't snap. We'll weld it if it does, all right?
Huh.
What if I can get that one a little more? Sure. That's close-ish. It's got a doggy leg in it. It's okay, you can fix that. There you go, my electrical skills have come in handy on a steering shaft. Dang! Look at that! Dang! That's close enough, right? Here's some action. This is what I'm thinking. Dang! The only thing I gotta do is drill out the threads on my bearing side so I can get her where I want her. So far, so good. I'm digging it. The bearing still spins. Woo! It's a little hot. Just had a little sticky spot in there, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? You know? It's better than not having steering. I'm not going to get another bearing. This sucker was 16 bucks. Golly. I pulled the steering shaft out. I cut her down a little bit more to length. I marked it obviously while I was in there. And then I remember from back in the day that when I did grind this down at the other ends, it was just too skinny, so it's really not going to be strong. So what I did, as you can see, I done plumb welded the rod thicker on this side and this side, and then we'll grind it down, smooth it out so it'll fit in there. We'll grind our flat sides so it stays in there. Hopefully I did a good job. Sure, we're gonna try it. Then we got our bearing here. What I forgot when I was making this is when the steering comes through the hole, it's not square. It comes kind of at an angle. Well, these got to bend. One of these. I think one of them, the bottom one, so whatever, which one of these is the bottom can stay, and then the top one will just have to bend back. It'll be fine. It's no big deal. I'll put a dog leg back in it. Remember me bending that out? Cleaned it up some. Here's a better look. Sucker is still steaming. Might have to go take a warm snack break, let this cool down. But, you know, let's look for size here. Man, you grind that sucker down, smooth her out. She might be perfect. Might be just enough to spread that gap. Yeah, truck, yeah. Then we'll have to put a little notch in there for our bolt, because you can see it just catches in there so it doesn't slip out. That's nothing but, you know, grinder disc. You know what I mean? Whole bunch of grinding, and I mean a whole bunch, but my, look, you can see the shape of it. Now matches in there. And she slips on with ease. Nice. So now that we got that, we can pop this sucker back in the car, get the other one in the car, line them up, figure out where we need this guy, maybe tack it in there, maybe not. And I also got to figure out where my bolt needs to go, because I need to put a little notchy notch in there. You know what I'm saying? Got our shafts in here. I got it hung up with some tie wire off some electrical that's hung off of something else. But I'm thinking I gotta stay high. You know, life's motto. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I want to be able to change this spark plug and that spark plug without being able to get the shaft out of the way. So I gotta stay high. I gotta come over here more to this side, you know, just for, we don't want to get warm on the engine or anything. So I'm gonna take this rod pretty much where that is and right to the boom, weld it. It's gonna held it, and I'll do one on the other side. It's gonna be a lot tighter because of the engine, but we can make something happen for sure. And then I can figure out a firewall bearing, because that one's gonna be a little more tricky, and it's gotta sit right where it's gotta sit. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Got my first one tacked in there. That's what it's looking like. It's looking okay. I did forget to mention my nut system. Do same thing I did on the other one that we're gonna put up there. So just drill out this nut on this bearing. Next thing to do is get one on this back side, you know, that way we get a little more stability out of it. And I think I'm just gonna run one from the bottom or back side kinda ish, oop, straight down to, you know, the side of the frame there. And I can weld it on the underneath back side. You know what I mean? Then, since this one will be solid, we can figure out where we wanna, you know, hold this sucker, you know, because it's got a bolt here. We'll tighten that down, and then we can figure out where this bearing will sit up in our hole here as such. supposedly. Something of the sorts. You know what I mean? Sure. 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 It's gonna work, is what I'm saying. Got our second rod tacked in. I'll tell you, that one down there, she is ugly, all right? Also went ahead and tacked in our other one. You know, boom! If you come on over yonder way, dude, she spins like one fingerable. See that? Dude, man, we got steering, baby! Now that I've tested it, it feels good. The only thing to do now is weld it so it'll hold it forever. We got a new day for me. It's the weekend time. Luckily, I had a day off in the week time to be able to do some steering. Now we're one step ahead for the weekend, man, and I'm telling you, it feels good. So, progress is moving forward. I came in this morning and I cleaned out the parts that have been in the back seat driving me nuts, okay? I had to do it because I need the space for activities. We might be doing karate in here. No, we're not doing karate, but it's gonna feel like it. So the first things first is the biggest thing holding us back right now from almost driving this thing is we don't have a shifter. We need something to shift and select gears. So I got a crazy plan. Don't know if it's gonna work. I got an idea, but I'm gonna make something work. All right, I don't know how yet. I'm figuring it out as I go. I also came and did some of this work. Here's an idea. We deleted on this stuff because it just pops out, okay? You see the tape. I'm thinking about cutting along this line, the top side here. But this all. Delete that, okay? So if we get on in here, if we're looking yonder ponder, see my fingers, the stick shift is right on my finger. Can you see it down there? Okay, hopefully you see it. But we gotta get from down there to up here somewhere. But when you come down here, it's hard to see, but this is the heater box. And when, you know, we're all the way in like second, maybe fourth gear. One of those, we're in the lower sides. But when you go up to one, dang, this shaft barely touches the heater. So we kind of got to come down and around and then back up. So it's going to be some finagling. And I'm like, what can I use that's going to be strong enough that'll go side to side and forward and back? Because the original stick shifter from the truck is like a baseball bat. And that's going to be a pain to bend. You know, let alone try and get it on, it's got to go on top of it. And the heater's in the way. So, that option got thrown out the window before it even got put in the car, the transmission. But I got a great idea. It might take a lot of time, but it might not be a great idea. Look at this chain. It's malleable. It's tough as shit. Like, I can put it however I want and just weld these suckers together all the way to as high as I want it. Maybe all the way to the ceiling. You know, we do got 4 feet of chain here. 4 feet of chain would reach all the way. And then I'll take the original top piece, you know, the little part you put the knob on for the Civic, and I'll just weld that on the end. Boom. We got one sweet shifter rod, right? Bummer thing is I'm gonna have to cut the dash I just don't think we got enough room forwards and backs and side to sides is the amount of room that we're gonna need, so the dashboard's gotta get cut. My feelings are a little bit hurt, but they're not hurt because I'm kind of excited, because being able to see the whole chain shifter, man, that's gonna be sweet looking. Be like, you know, people got chain steering wheels. Throw that out the door. I got a chain shifter, son. Anywho, I've been rambling. Let's get back to work. So to make this work, I've been all over, like a lot of hardware stores, to find some nuts. This is the jam nut that was on there originally. Finding the same thread and size, holy cow, was a pain in the butt. But here, I found a grade 8. It's got the same thread. So I'm gonna put the jam nut on there, all the way down. Then I got 2 of these. I'm gonna thread these on. I'm gonna weld these together. Kind of just like so, however they sit nicely, you know, even if they're crooked, I don't care, all right? It's fine. And then, okay? Okay, and then, okay, and then we'll weld this nut to that nut, like so. And then another nut, like so. And then you remember how we did the steering shaft nuts? Yep. Same thing. One to the chain, 2 to the chain. Then we have 2 dang bolts that'll screw in to the side of that to where our shifter will be removable from inside without having to twist that dang thing all the way off and hit the dang heater. The only hard part is half of this, you know, I'm gonna have to weld these 2 nuts together and those onto there and make it strong enough, all while welding in this tiny little spot here because there's not much room. And then tacking every one of these together on its way up. That's an idea, it's a plan. Is it gonna work? We're gonna try it out. Let's get to it. All right, couple simple cuts. We got more room to play. I dig it. Looks like a way better shot. Man, I dig it. All right. Next plan. Got to get our nuts on there. I started getting one. And man, I don't know if I got like a lock-in thread or if this is not the right thread, but it is not going on very nicely. I am almost there, so I'm not mad at it. Just, you know, take my time and get mad at it. Progress. Sure. We'll call it something like that. Okay. I've taken a whooping getting a nut, you know, the gold ones on the shaft of the transmission. Then I got my 2 nuts welded to those 2 nuts to hold the shaft that we're gonna make. That sounds terrible. This could be going south really fast, but I assure you it's not. So I tried taking this bolt and screwing it in, and well, cross-threaded it. Mostly because when I welded it, there's boogers in the threads and I thought I cleared them all. Well, I didn't clear them all. So I fudged Rooney that up, but no big deal. I'm gonna deal with it. So here's what we're working with. I got my jam nut. I got my 2 to make 1. Then I got my other 2 for where my chain shaft is gonna hook up to. And the bottom one's stripped, so I'm just gonna grab a smaller bolt, which these ones are 7/16. Pretty sure I could fit a 3/8 through there. And if I gotta take a little drive shaft or a drill bit and wobble them out, delete on some threads, it's fine. No big deal. So I'm gonna get little smaller bolts and just make them go all the way through. That way I don't have to worry about the threads on the chain or the thing, the shaft, getting messed up. I could just get some bolts through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not exactly going as planned, but it's still gonna work, is what I'm saying. Sure. Sure. Here's the start of our shifter. 2 nuts. We're gonna have to drill the holes out, find us some bolts and shit. But here is the start. You know, we can put that on, and then this can go literally anywhere we want it. We just tack it, and then tack the next one, and tack the next one, and the next one, and just go where we want it. It's gonna be pretty interestingly fun, sure. New morning. Progress being made. All right. One thing I did do last night before I left and didn't really video or say anything was I got the drive shaft in. Dang, look at it. It's in there. I did do some slicing and dicing. It was a little ugly. Then I put the jack underneath it and just bloop, 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 lifted it up, and man, it still barely touches, but it's not really gonna move at this point. And when I weld it, I'll lift it more. But for now, it's in there. Secondly, our chain shifter, it's in there, it's being built. I went and got us some grade 8 bolts. Man, these things are expensive. So the plan, okay. So, we got 5-speed here. So I put it in 3rd, so it'd be in the middle, all the way forward, right? So when I build this sucker, you know, I could build it and it not hit the dash here, not be smashing my knuckles. Because that's about as far forward as you could go, right? I don't know if it's a good idea, but that's how I'm gonna build it, okay? The hard part here is gonna be holding the chain where I want it and tacking it at the same time. The nice part about it is all we really gotta do is take one chain link at a time. Yep, nothing to it but to do it. It's working! It's working! Ah, man, this is so cool. Look, it's even barely holding its own weight right now. And they're just tacked, barely. Man, stepping back, looking in the door of this thing, side pop, chain shifter. Look at this. Look at that stuff right there. Oh, that is sweet. I think we might just keep going up a little higher. You know, because why not? We could always cut it down later. You know, like up that high. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 more links? Maybe we'll just do 3 more links because then we got the shifter on top of it. Dude. And then we'll take it out, fully weld it, put it back in and test on it. Sure. It's so cool looking. Wander ponder to the driver's side and did a little tacky tack on all the way up. So I think we'll just let her cool down a minute, take it off, and go to town. Weld it strong. We'll install it again. and test on it. See if we got actually, if it shifts it, you know what I'm saying? If it don't flex side to side, that's really what I'm worried about. But I dig it. It looks awesome. It's exactly what I was hoping it would look like. You know, the shape I don't really care about, but the way it looks, you know, it's a little weebly wobbly. You know, it's not like I put it on a straight line, but I love it because I built it. That's what makes it so much better than the ones you could buy. Also got some more goodies, more chain, because, well, I thought that was such a good idea, and well, I'm liking it so much, I think it is. I got more chain for my radiator support. You know, we're gonna build a bracket side to side and up and down, and then we need backwards bracing. So that backwards bracing, we're gonna build it with chain. I went to a birthday party for one of little man's friends, a couple hours, came back, and you know, I just said, I'm gonna attack this shifter. I'm just gonna weld it so it'll hold it forever. And man, I'm telling you, whoo! If you ever want to hone in on your welding skills, just go out there and weld on some chain, man, because you'll get all the angles to the dangles and get frustrated a few times, what I'm saying. But here it is. Look at this gorgeous shifter. It's a little wonky when it's not in the car, but man, I'm telling you, I dig it. Let's go install it. Try it out a few times, and you know, heck yeah. Let that sucker cool off. Came in and mounted it. Man, and just look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse, man. No way. It's nice. And it goes where, you know, that's what it's supposed to. Solid. Man, I'm happy with it. I wish my seat was in there so I could sit, and I'm kind of afraid to put it too far forward, but you know, the original one was right here. You know, because look at this. You know? This is the circle that the old one used to be in. And it wasn't uncomfortable. Like, I'd drive one of these type of cars every day. Well, not at the moment, because it needs a lift kit and the tires are up, because it got 17-inch tires and stock suspension. So we'll be lifting that one soon. But anyway, I think it'll be fine. It looks sweet. Now you know, do I get it chrome or do I powder coat it? No, I would like it, honestly, to be chrome, but I don't really know anyone that'll do that around here, so I might just get it powder coated. Maybe orange, you know, Chevy orange for the big block, to say, hey, I got a big block in a Civic. Beautiful sunny day. Beautiful brand new radiator. We got some angle bracket, 3 pieces. Nope, we got 2 pieces and some chain. I came in this morning and welded this together. And I'm gonna run it this side up so it doesn't look like it's welded and people are like, whoa, what happened? Until you really look at it, because you can see some welds in there, here and there. But man, it looks cool as heck. The plan. Is it gonna work? Don't know. Okay. Angle bracket number 1. From side to side on the bottom side of the frame. Okay? We're gonna go across. Then we're gonna figure out center. For said radiator, we're gonna bring 2 pieces up. Right? Boom. It'll be like a big U. Doot, doot. And then we'll take the chain, we'll angle it back from the frame to the angle bracket, and should hold our radiator, because the radiator's got these little brackets on the side to mount it. And it's kind of specifically why I chose that radiator. I went with the 1950 Chevy truck radiator, the biggest one I could find, the thickest one, because we got big block, right? And well, because it was I knew I had brackets on it to mount it. The shape was generally what I was looking for. And it was, you know, it was shiny. So I needed it. It had a fan, came with the fan and all the sensors and the relays and all the goodies to go with it. So sold to the Jap rod. Yep, that's the goal today. Get the new radiator mounted, which is gonna be a little weird because we gotta figure out oil cooler lines. We're probably just gonna have to loop them for now because I don't necessarily have an oil cooler. Or we figure out how to just temporarily mount this sucker to use it just as an oil cooler, which is kind of crazy. Just use this big ass radiator for a cooler. So I gotta find an oil cooler. But that's for later. For now, radiator. Nothing to it but to do it. So to get to it, the first thing we need to do is, man, we need to delete on the old radiator and the fan. We don't need the fan because now we got electrics, okay? We don't need that one. So those two things, goodbye. Action is happening. We got some mocking up and some thinking. Man, I'll tell you, brainstorming. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of it happening. Anywho, we got the first piece tacked on. Then quickly realized, man, I put it too far back. So we had to change our plans. So I'm gonna run another piece across here and then we're gonna run crossbars, okay? As wide as the radiator, and then we'll work from there. That's what I'm saying. Then we'll put our angle brackets coming up from the, you know, pieces going sideways. And slight dilemma, but it's not, it's just more welding, that's all. So I got my pieces over here I gotta cut up. You can tell I need a 24-inch piece to hold the radiator. Then here's my piece that we're gonna put in the middle to support the two brackets going side to side, and then this is just extra. Here's my other piece I gotta chop up. Here's our cross part. Then here's our other support for the radiator. And then here's our other little crossbar to hold the two crossbars. If you know what I mean. It's a lot, crossbars and what the heck is happening all at once. But I'll show you what's happening, just hang in there. Killing it, man. Every little piece on this car, I'd say it 1,000 times, makes this thing so much better. We got our radiator brackets mostly there. We got some more pieces to go, but here we are so far. Got our bottom bracket, we got our cross brackets, we got our upside brackets. Man, it's pretty level. Look at the radiator gives the hot rod look more to the car. Let's check it out. Dang. Radiator, side pipes, big block. Now, we just gotta clean this sucker up, get it painted orange, and it would look less dark right there, but man, look at this thing. It's coming together. Woo! Next piece I got going here is our little chain. I chopped it down a little bit, and I'm thinking, you know, right to the frame in there, and then right up to yonder in there. Perfect. It's perfect. I dig it. Sold. Got them tacked on real quickly like, man. Look how good it looks. Golly. Man, look at this. I just found a little chunk, spare bracket. It was laying on the floor. Cut it in half. So it's perfect for both sides. Man, dang. Started with this one, because this is the one I was worried about with clearance on the brake stuff and other goodies. So then I just mimicked it over here. Man, does it look good. Step back and get the whole picture. Now it's a hot rod. Boom. You got the classic style radiator, the big block open engine bay. Woo! Side pipes with the big fat tires. Man, golly. It looks so good. Most of this stuff's just tacked together. But it's getting late, man, and I'm kind of growing a headache. So I gotta end the video now. I got to get home, eat dinner, and take a shower and relax. So I appreciate you guys for watching a ton. It'd be cooler if you maybe shared this, told your friends, your mom, your grandmas, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters. You know, everybody is what I'm saying. Tell someone about me. Everyone would be cooler. Again, thank you for watching. Check out another video. Like, comment, subscribe. Laters!